and welcome to Hearthcrafts. My name is Charlotte and this is my channel where I talk general rubbish about my chaotic crafty life. I live on the south coast of England with my 5 neurospicy children and crafting keeps me sane. And let me tell you, crafting has had its work cut out for it this week because it's been half term. Let me just check if I've got anything in my teeth. No. Okay. We're good. So, it's actually been fine. We are all very much homebodies. We like being at home and we like not having to go out if we don't want to. So my children aren't very keen on having to go out to school. So it was nice to not be governed by school run times and any kind of times really. And yes, not having to try and convince them that school is in their best interests every morning. But yes, we've had a nice week. So I haven't done any filming during the week really. I've got a couple of snippets of things to put in for you. One of them is me sorting out my yarn stash. And I say that my yarn stash is only very small. But I have plans. I have plans. So I needed to go through and see what amounts of what colours I've got. And I took photos of each sort of thing, group. And I've now got notes on my phone. So if I want to make a particular garment, I know what sort of groups of colours I've got that could potentially go together and how much I've got of that yarn. So that's, good. So what have I been working on this week? Well, I finished a Musselburgh, my first ever Musselburgh hat. I literally became obsessed with knitting on this week because I so desperately wanted it off the needles. This was cast on number 3 for the 12 cast-ons of 2026, the make-along run by beautiful Ange of Yarn and Yarns. And this has been my go-to project. I have absolutely loved this. There's so much. Edward. Come here. Come and lay down. Come and, zip it. Just for 5 minutes. Well, it's not going to be 5 minutes. 15. Just give me 15. Eddie. Lay down. Thank you for protecting us. So it's so much round and around stockinette knitting that when I've got the children home and, brain power is at a minimum and I've got to sit next to Romany and normally she likes it quite dark with maybe some sensory lights. Although I do have a little lamp that I keep on my lap and she's fine with that. But yeah, this is exactly what I need. And this has been to village committee meetings with me. It's funny because I don't know whether I've said this yet, but one of them, a few of them actually take the mick out of me because they say I make it look like a Vicar of Dibley church committee meeting because I sit there the entire time knitting. But this, it's just perfect for that. And once you get past the cast on, there's no denying the cast on. When you first start getting used to it, it can feel a little bit tricky. However, Star's chomping on a bone, by the way. I apologise for that if you can hear that. Once you get past that trickiness of the initial, and it's only the first little bit of the cast on, it's just because it's on DPNs or, you might do it on Magic Loop, whatever, but it feels tricky. But once you get past that, it's just an absolute joy. And obviously decreasing is a million times easier. But yeah, I can definitely see myself having a Musselburgh hat on the needles at all times because it's just so perfect. It's so perfect to grab and just take anywhere. Now, the thing that surprises me about this Musselburgh hat actually is I was absolutely convinced that I would be wearing it as a folded brim beanie. Like that's just how I thought I was going to like it. As soon as I put it on, I actually much prefer it as a slouch hat, which is weird because I've never had a slouch hat in my entire life. Not anything that I've ever been, attracted to wearing. But as soon as I put it on, I was like, do you know what? And I want it, I'd like it if it had just a slight bit more slouch actually, so I might block it. I have literally worn it all day, every day since I finished it. We're on Sunday and I think I finished it, did I finish it Thursday? I did. I finished it Thursday evening, and I barely taken it off my head. But I might block it just to see whether or not I can get. Although I don't mind now that I've been wearing it a few days. I think it has stretched a little bit anyway. But it still looks great as a folded brim beanie. Sort my barnet out. Still looks great like that, and I have been wearing it like that as well. So yeah, I just love it. I just absolutely love it. So what can I tell you? A few stats about it. Look at that. So the pattern, for those of you who have just been beamed down from outer space, is the Musselburgh hat from Ysolda Teague. She does have a tutorial video on YouTube of how to manage the initial cast on, which is brilliant. And that's what I followed, and that's you know, I managed to do it from that. The yarn is the Laszlo colorway by Unseen Yarn, formerly Floof Fibre. I don't know how long we need to give it before we can stop saying formerly Floof Fibre. She's been Unseen Yarn for quite some time now, but you know. But this is the Laszlo colorway. I've had this for ages. I originally started making some socks out of it. This is like some of my favorite colors here. But yeah, I didn't like the socks, and I took it out. And then once I discovered the Musselburgh hat, I was like, I need a hat. I need it in this colorway, and I need it now. So I'm glad that I didn't make socks out of this, and that I left it to be a hat, because I love it so much. It's just fingering weight yarn, and I used, for the increases and decreases, I used 3mm DPNs, and then I put it onto 3mm 16-inch circulars. It was a Chalgu, just for the round and round and round and round and round and round and round stockinette knitting. And that's it really. It's, yeah, fantastic. So much so that Musselburgh number 2 is already on the needles and well and truly on its way. So this was the colourway that I bought last weekend. Was it last weekend on Ravel Festival? I think it was. So this is the colourway that I bought from Fox and Squirrel at Unravel Festival last weekend. So I did show you this last week, but this is what it looks like caked up. So it's a zebra yarn, and it's all the pinks, and why it's trying to focus on all the faces on my pillow. It's pink, purple, green. It's just lovely. And I've never used the zebra yarn before, so I really wanted to try it. Is it zebra or zebra? I think we say zebra, don't we? For some reason, it always comes out as zebra. Anyway, I don't think it's really going to matter. But yeah, so this is Bog barking break. Dog barking break. So I look at the way that it started striping at the top. I absolutely love that. But then once I got down into the hat, I was thinking, oh no, it's pooling, and it's pooling a lot. However, as I've gone a little bit further down, it's not kind of pooling as such. If you look, it's making like this, almost like zigzags come triangles, like, yeah, like I like it. So I'm really interested to carry on and see, because I did debate on sort of breaking the yarn and kind of doing a bit of colour management, but actually once I realised there is a pattern to it, because I'm all about the patterns, there is a pattern to it. It's like these triangles. Can you see that? So yeah, I'm really interested to see how it carries on. But it's just such beautiful colours. But I think I did debate on making the adult large size, but then I thought to myself, well, why? Because this actually does fit perfectly, and according to the measurements I need to make the adult medium size. This is adult medium, and it fits perfectly. But what I might do is make this one a smidge longer and see whether or not I prefer it being slightly longer. We'll see. But yeah, so that is, and that I started that Friday night. And that's how far I've got with it already. That is how deep my Musselburgh obsession now runs. Literally only worked on that this weekend. So the only other thing really that I worked on this week is obviously the dice roll last Sunday was my Tudor Hose, and I have been working on them. So let's find them, shall we? So my Tudor Hose are coming along swimmingly. The way that these work, they're knee-high hose, and you sort of cast on a certain amount of stitches, and then you knit a certain amount. It's all done by measurements. Knit a certain amount, and then in the next sort of section you start decreasing for where the calf is, but you just kind of place the decreases randomly over a certain amount of length, and then you go into the just plain stockinette knitting down to where you start the heel. So that's where I am. I think I'm just coming underneath my calf now. I've only got a few rows of decreases left before I go on to just round and round, and then it'll be the heel. So I have been working on those. I do want to carry on working on those. So regardless of what the dice roll is, I just really enjoyed last week working on these and my Musselburgh, and that was kind of all I wanted to work on. So I can see it being like that again this week, apart from possibly one other project, which I shall talk about in a minute. But yeah, so I have been enjoying working on these. The village opens on I think the first open day is the Saturday 21st of March. So yeah, I've got like a month really just under to get these done. So the trouble with it is they're one colour, they're long, and they're fairly boring. But this is a needs must kind of knit because I really want them, and they'll be a great talking point in the village because it's hand spun wool. It's the kind of wool from the sheep that we would have had in our village. Yeah, so they're going to be great when they're done. But I will continue to work on those. I'm determined now to do a little bit on those kind of every day if I can, just to get them done. So today is Sunday the 22nd of February, I think. Yesterday I had to go to the village because we've got a film crew in this week. We get quite a lot of film crews hire the village. Doctor Who has been filmed there. I think it was one of the episodes with David Tennant. There was a BBC program called Witchfinder. It's like a comedy program that had some bits filmed there. We've had all sorts of random independent films come in and film there. This particular one that we've got this week coming in has got quite a famous actress in it. I think something to do with Bridgerton. I don't think she was actually in Bridgerton. I think she was in a spin-off, that one about Queen Charlotte, young Queen Charlotte or something. But yeah, so, you know, we have people coming to the village. So what we do is we like to go in there and take all of the stuff out of the houses that we don't really want them to use. And then we kind of lock it away. So that's what we were doing yesterday in the pouring rain. I was at the village moving 17th century beds out of houses. But there was some time when I was down the village on my own. So I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to record some footage of the village so you can see what it looks like. It's just my favourite place. Normally, you know, the doors are open, there's furniture in the houses, there's smoke coming out of the chimneys because every house has got obviously a fire. So you have to kind of forgive the fact that it's very much in winter mode at the moment. We need to go in there and do our winter maintenance, tidy up. But yeah, you get a general feel, and there's a couple of houses which I didn't show because you have to walk a different way and I didn't walk that way, but you get kind of the main gist of the central part of the village, and I take you in one of the houses, which was one of the ones where we had to move the bed out. But yeah, once the village opens, I shall do a walkthrough of the village with the houses, you know, how they should be, and you'll get a much better idea of it. I also will include a little bit of footage of me going through my yarn stash, like I said. So I've got a real urge. It's an urge, and I'm not entirely sure that I even want to try and what's the word? Ignore the urge. I think I'm just going to do it. I've watched pretty much every single video that there is about this particular garment now, so the chances are it has to happen. I am going to make a Guatemala cardigan by Stephen West. I've seen so many people make garter malas, and when I was listening to all the different things that Andrew was saying from the community they were making, you know, like so many of them making garter malas. Originally I thought I'd probably prefer the garter mala sweater, but I do wear cardigans. So, and Stephen West in one of his videos says that he thinks that actually the cardigan is probably the easier one to start with. So I thought, well, let's just go for it. It took a bit of brain power working out how much yarn you kind of need for it. I'm going to go, I think, with the size 4, which will give me about the same amount of positive ease as what Stephen West's example in the pattern is. And I think he says he's got about 3 inches positive ease, which will hopefully be what mine ends up having. But the reason I wanted to go through my stash, and the reason that I bought sort of the monster load of yarn from Mandy at Mousewitch Yarns, is because I knew I didn't have enough to make a garment, and the colours that Mandy had, all of them could be put together to make like this beautiful like spring coloured garment, and that's what I want to do. I've got a real hankering after making a colourwork garment as well, and I've seen a pattern that I really love, but it's not been released yet. It's still in the tester phases, so I think it's meant to be being released this week. So if it is, then I shall tell you about that at the time, but I've held some yarn back for that. But yes, I'm thinking I want a garter mala, and I want it in spring colours. I'm all about the spring. I'm so ready for the spring. I feel like we've been a bit cheated out of a proper winter. Like literally all we've had is a couple of months of rain, and that's been our winter. Hasn't even been ridiculously cold. But I mean, I'm getting to the point now, the daffodils are up, you know, and I'm ready for spring. So I want to make a spring coloured garter mala. I've got the needles for it, and I've got the yarn. So I'm going to cast it on. Shall I show you the yarn? Shall I show you the yarn? I've got it here. It will crinkle a little bit. It's in a bag, but these are the yarns that I have chosen. Now, from what I gather, from what I could work out, now don't get me wrong, like maths, numbers, figures, they are absolutely my weakest thing. I'm rubbish. I see numbers and I just, all of a sudden my brain just powers down. But from what I can work out, I think I'm going to need about 7 skeins of yarn, maybe 7.5 for the size that I want to make, bearing in mind as well that I'm tall, so chances are that I will have to add extra length, but we'll go with that when we get there. But these are, so I've worked out this is about 7.5 skeins worth of yarn that I've got in this bag, so we'll go with it. We'll see whether that is the case. It sounds like a lot. But then actually, the reason I've just realised, it's just clicked, the penny's just dropped. The reason it sounds like a lot is because it's fingering weight held double. So really, if you think about that in terms of it's a DK weight cardigan, if I were using DK weight yarn, then really that'd be about 3 skeins, 3.5 skeins, 4 skeins. So yeah, that sounds a lot more. Okay, I just worked it out. Do you see how I worked it out there on camera? I'm so clever. So these are the colours that I have decided to go with. So these and these, obviously they have to be included. They are so beautiful. And now, not all of them are Mousewitch yarns. Now, I do have a couple of other ones. So this is Moonlight Fibre. This is a sock set that I got from Moonlight Fibre quite some time ago. But I thought these would potentially look really nice in with this garter mala. So we've popped those in there. This is a skein from Unseen Yarn, and this is the first instalment of their Moth Club colorway. I'm not sure how I feel about putting that in, if I'm honest, but it does kind of go with the colors, but I wonder whether I might leave that out for the time being, just see whether or not I've got enough yarn, and then excuse me, and then maybe come back to it if I need it, because it's such a beautiful skein of yarn, and I kind of feel like I don't know if I want it getting lost in the garter mala. There's that. I feel like I need to make something with it as like a standalone item, like a Musselburgh. But do you know what I mean? So that's there in case I need it, but I might keep that separate for now. This single skein, which I did originally say that I might do as a Musselburgh, but it goes so perfectly with all the other colours that I just feel like it needs to be included in my Guatemala. These ones, I love those. I mean, can you just imagine all of these colours together? I just think... Oh, and I've got a random skein of Bird Street yarn here as well, which I think came with like a sock club that I did. I just one time I just got one box and that was in it, and that will go perfectly with it. So I mean, just there's no way I'm going to be able to hold all of these up, but let's just try and give you kind of a general idea. Look at all these beautiful spring colors. Like, yeah, I'm up for it. Although that blue, I don't know, that blue's a bit random. It's the only bit of blue in here. Oh, there's a couple of bits of blue in that Bird Street yarn, I suppose. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, I'm really up for that. And I really, really want to give it a go. It'd be so pretty. So that will happen. That won't happen today, because obviously there's a lot of yarn winding that's going to be involved in getting things ready for that. So I will probably start that tomorrow. Once the children have gone back to school, I've got to go pick them up in about 3/4 of an hour. So it's not really much time to wind any yarn. So I think that will be for tomorrow. But I've picked the colours. They're ready to go. And I'm super duper excited. Like I said, I've watched all the different videos that the pattern recommends. I've watched Steve West's video. I went back and watched Ange of Yarn and Yarn. She made the Guatemala cardigan, so I went back and watched her video. So I feel like I've done my homework. Do you know what I mean? I've done my homework. I feel ready to tackle the Guatemala. I think, the only other thing I'm going to show you is an acquisition. So this is really funny. This has come from Woolen Witch, and she is a yarn dyer, I believe, but she also has project bags, and she did like a sale recently. And this one was up for sort of, I think, including postage, it was like £16 or something. I thought, bargain, yes, I want it. I love it. I have a real thing for Monstera leaves. I'd love like a ginormous Monstera plant in my living room. I might get one at some point. But I do absolutely love them. So as soon as I saw this, I thought, yes, look. Isn't it beautiful? Monstera leaves and moons. I mean, what's not to love? And this is actually gold. You can't really see it on the camera, but it is actually gold. And it's beautiful, but it's not what I expected. I thought, I'm pretty sure it said large project bag. Or maybe it said large Monstera leaves, and that's the pattern. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the word large was mentioned. I don't consider this a large bag. And also it's obviously long, and it doesn't have a closure, but it's beautifully made. And actually it's very clever, because look where the Monstera leaves are. These are all pockets, which is absolutely brilliant and very clever. It reminds me of my mum used to have a long bag like this, but it had a zip across the top, and she used to keep all her straight knitting needles in it behind the couch. That's what that reminds me of. So I love that it's given me that memory. It's such a happy memory. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Well, when I first got it, I thought, oh, okay, so what could I use that for? It's now come to my attention that this could potentially be the most amazing bag for my drop spindle and my spinning things. So it's just the perfect shape and size to keep my drop spindle and some floof in there. And then when I get the opportunity to practice some spinning, then I've got all my stuff in here ready to go. So that's what I imagine this is going to be. This is going to be like my drop spindle bag. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I do love it. So that is an acquisition that I got this week. Other than that, I don't have a massive amount else to say. Like I said, I'll pop in a little bit of me walking around the village, and then I'll pop in Athena's dice roll at the end. And then hopefully it'll be back to business as usual next week when the children are at school. Oh, and the other thing that I was going to say is one thing that I do want to film next week, which I'll put in as probably as like a little bonus video, because we are getting to the point now where the village is going to be open in a few weeks. I need to go through all of my village stuff. So all the crafty stuff and everything. I need to work out whether I need to purchase anything, whether anything needs topping up, if there's things that I need to make before the village opens. So I'm literally just going to lay it all out on the table and sort through it. I know that my box loom or tape loom, whichever one you want to call it, has got a weave on it currently, which I think I'm going to take off and start a new one. But I'm going to go through all of my crafty heritage craft stuff. So that will be hopefully an interesting video. I'll record that and then I'll pop that up at some point in the week as like a little extra video, because I know some of you said that you'd be quite interested to see that. So we'll do it. Other than that, that is it. I hope you all have the most amazing week. There's beautiful blue sky out there at the moment. It's such a joy to see after what seems like a biblical length of time where it's just been raining. Don't get me wrong, like I love the rain. We need the rain. It's you know, water is life, but some blue sky is nice to see as well. Spring is coming. We need to make a spring Guatemala because I don't have enough things on the needles. Anywho, I'm going to go. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. You are all amazing. Please, please be kind to yourselves. Don't stress. Keep crafting fun. It's fun. It's a hobby. Keep it fun. I love you all. Bye. Okay, Athena, it's dice rolling time. We've got some light shining in from the window. You're feeling a bit sad today, aren't you? 'Cause Eddie's making you feel better. You don't want to go back to school tomorrow, do you? But it's okay. We've still got tonight to go yet, so we don't need to worry.
Don't pick my ear, you need grab me.
Right, so which one are you picking?
So pick this one. Pick this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the shiny green.
Ooh, okay. Right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go on then, gorgeous. Whoa, that was a big throw.
You've done it.
How funny. I just said to you, if it comes out as number 3, that's the Musselburgh that I've just finished.
Can I do another one? Because you've already done it.
Yeah, although I did say it's going to become gift knits. So maybe it means that I've got to do gift knits, but if you want to have another throw, you can.
Okay.
Go on. Oh,
10.
Number 10. Okay, what's number 10? Owen wants to know as well, look. What is it, Owen?
Raven hairband.
Ah, I've done that one as well. Right, there we go. So they're the only 2 that I've finished. So that means...
Can I do another one?
That means the universe is telling me that I need to get my bum in gear with gift knits, darling, is what that...
Can I do another one?
You can, but we're going gift knits, okay? The category is gift knits, but you can have another go just
11.
to see.
15, that's what Gold blanket.
Okay.
Have
Right.
you done that one too?
No, I haven't, no. But we're going gift knits, okay? We have to do what the dice tell us to, Athena. The dice say gift knits. Right, say bye.
But do they really?
Yes, they do. Say goodbye.
They only have numbers. Bye.